Welcome everyone, KD here with another stream, and I immediately go back to combat simulation. I have to prepare a couple of stuff. That means mostly open some blueprints. So I'm sorry that first I'm a little bit late. Anyway, I wanted to today a long stream. Now it will end up in a short stream. So 1 hour 90 minutes, maybe a little bit beyond 90 minutes, we will see. And I will do a second marathon stream because I actually wanted to do 4 marathon streams this week and really push the combat simulation forward, and of course everything went different than I hoped it would be. But yeah, that's how it is. I mean, I don't make any money with that, so sometimes just other things come in the way. That's how it is sometimes. And that's why I'm late and I'm a little bit unprepared. So unprepared with that I have to set everything up. I at least know what to do. So, and the other thing was that yesterday, is it all I need? I think yesterday I also said I want to do a marathon stream. At least I said that 2 days ago in the stream I did, that I will do a marathon stream yesterday, and then the following happened, that someone asked me to how to start in Unreal Engine 4, and if I know a good tutorial that really gives a good introduction to visual scripting. And I was thinking, yeah, that's a little bit difficult request to just say, because there's so much to Unreal Engine. There are so many tools and so many different blueprints that do different tasks and so on. And just saying, yeah, kind of having an introduction tutorial, it's kind of difficult. So I was thinking about, I mean, when I started with Unreal Engine, it was really like, I had to find all the puzzle pieces around in the internet, that were scattered around in the internet, and kind of have to start to put them together to understand it. And that's just how I learned it, and that's sometimes extremely frustrating, because you want to do something, you have a tutorial, and then there's something in the tutorial that you never did before, and in the tutorial it's not explained correctly because the tutorial is not about that. So you have to find out what exactly does the guy do in the tutorial and things like that. So that's what I mean with putting the puzzle pieces together. So I was thinking, what is the best, yeah, if I think back to when I started, what would be the best informations. I definitely need, how should I say it? What would be the most useful informations to know at the point when you start? My answer was, it's definitely to know about the different blueprint classes, at least the main blueprint classes you use the most, and the different, to understand the different tasks you can do in this blueprint class. Not exactly how you create this task, but just what are these tasks for your blueprint class. And then the third thing would kind of be, how can I communicate between these different blueprints? And so I was thinking about, and then yeah, I think that's really what you want to know at the beginning. Gives you kind of an understanding how visual scripting, how blueprints and so on works in Unreal Engine 4, or at least maybe not understand, but give you an overview, and you kind of know uh, where to look, in which blueprint class to look doing for doing this task you want to do. So I made a tutorial for I mean not for him, but just for everyone that wants to know how to start. I really thought this would be a useful tutorial for beginners and so on. So my idea was like, first I wanted to do the stream because I didn't have time before. First I thought, yeah, I will do a stream 3-4 hours, and then after that I will record the tutorial. And then I was kind of like, because I already had the idea in the head how I wanna structure the tutorial and everything. I was like, you know what? I will first record the tutorial, and then I will go on the stream, and after that I will do the stream, and after that I will do the editing and then loading up to YouTube. And I was like, kind of like, yeah, this recording may take 1 hour, maybe 90 minutes or 60, 90 minutes. So that was kind of the feeling I had. And it took over 3 hours, and then I was like, kind of like, you know what, that with a long stream is anyway over, so I could do a short stream, or I just could finish the whole thing, the whole tutorial. And that's what I did. I finished the whole tutorial and loaded it up one by one, so it's a 7-part tutorial. I immediately recorded everything because I had the feeling um, that's something I want to do in one go. I still put it in 7 parts, so it's not a otherwise it would be a 2 hour long tutorial, and it would be kind of be difficult to find at which point I talk about what. So I put it in 7 parts, and now and every part is about one blueprint class, so it's kind of clear. So of course, if you're really a beginner, you want to learn Unreal Engine 4, right now I would recommend to you to maybe take a look in this with this tutorial. It's called Unreal Engine 4 tutorial blueprint classes and communication between blueprints 10 part 1 to part 7. Yes, so enough talked about that. So in the meantime, I didn't do nothing. I did a little bit, and that's the item. I prepared everything for using item commands, so potion and other things. So right now I have potion, I have potato because I just had no better idea than potato. So potion does restore health, and potato does restore energy. That's kind of two things I have at the moment. Probably I will set up a third thing that is kind of maybe an attack item or something like that. I think that would be a good idea to set it up. So I kind of set this up, and then now I remember what else I need to open up. The problem is that I need to have a selection for the players, and so far I only have a selection for the enemies. And if I mean, I could have done it kind of like that. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense, but I could have done it that every player just uses the items he has. but now I want to do a selection, and then the player and then you can choose between your player character which one should get the item and so on. I think that makes more sense. That's what we see normally in turn-based RPGs and so on. Player. No, I already opened this one. What did I want to do? Yes, exactly. Yeah, so now I have one problem, and that's with the selection. And I realized last time I can have this problem. No, not last time. Sorry. It was in a no commentary stream, so that's why I never talked about this problem. And the thing is now that I have already so many widgets connected to my character that I kind of get the problems with overlaying these widgets. And I realized that even if you don't render the widget, that means it's not visible to widget. It's still there. And if you have an interactive widget and you want to if you have interactive widgets and you have another widget over this widget, then the command will be blocked. So what I have to do now is, instead of adding more widgets to a character and having the problem that they block each other, I have to instead replace these widgets. And that's kind of the problem with the selection, or more or less the problem. So I create here a new variable for the items, so we know which item number. That's kind of important part. So it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this. So every player character you have can take a certain amount of field items with him into a dungeon or an area, just an area with enemies and so on. I absolutely don't like how slow already is before I even did something. Anyway, so so right now, maybe at the beginning this is 3 slots, something like that for one character, and then you can of course improve this and create more slots, and so you can bring more items with him and so on. And that means that the slots, they're not you can put any item you want into this slot, so the slot itself is not defined by by a special item, because you can replace this item with another item and so on. So what I have now is kind of like yeah, an item number, and I need a placeholder item number, so it's always clear which item number that is used. I think you will see when I go a little bit further here. Maybe you will see what I mean with that. So it's a little bit irritating because I copy paste the subcommand list, and now we see here everywhere attack, 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 but it's not attack, it's the name of the item you have in the slot, so potion, potato, or it's empty. Then behind that it's the number. So we have 2 variables for that. The item type float. So, or this is the item number if you want. So 1 is for potion, 2 is for potato. If it's 0, then there is no item. And then we have an item count that tells us how much we have. I made a default value of 3, so we can test this out. Yeah. Back to graph, the event graph. So we kind of have to set this up. So no, not here. Right. So what I have to do now when we look at our player character in the report. So the camera is around here, looking at the player. And now we see the problem is with the command list. This is a very big widget. And like I said, if I put now the selection over it, or in the back of it, then something will be blocked, and I don't want that. But luckily I already have here this ready button that is over the character, and the selection is also over the character. So I created a different widget with the selection symbol. Yeah, I mean, I have to think about, now for the, definitely for going forward to the demo, this is maybe good enough. And I put it already in the position where the ready, where we have the ready button, so I know it overlays the character. And this is a button too. So here, when we first we select the item, and then when we select our character, so yeah, then what did I want to say? I completely forgot the thing what I want to say. Yeah, I mean, when first we select the item, and then we select the character that should use the item. And that's the kind of thing I'm setting up right now. Throw in items first. So first we have to be here. This is the safe load. I need reference to my safe blueprint. Save to slot. And what I need is this one here is item get item count slot 1. So this is from slot 1, and what I want to do here is to check if we have more than 0 items, because when we have 0 items we can't use the item, of course. So I do here a branch with that, and only if this is true we go further with the event. Then from combat blueprint we kind of we set the item number. So we define the item number. That's we do this with the item type of slot 1. Get the item type of slot 1. So I mean, now this should be number 1 for potion, and we set this item number also to 1. That's the first thing we want to do. Then what What else we do is, actually I can do this from here. We take away one of our items, so -1. Set this new. Do I want to do this here? Yeah, probably. Yeah, let's do it. Now I have a problem again. I just realized. Do I want to give the player? I mean, in the command list, if I do an attack, then before the enemy or something like that is not selected, you still can go back and choose something, not different commands. And the question here is if I want to give the player this option, then we can't do it here, but it would be a lot more convenient to do it here. So maybe I won't give this option. I have to think about that. Let's for now put it in here. Sorry. Maybe maybe I will find something. Remember something. How I can do this maybe a little bit better. Because that could be a little bit annoying. Because I have to define the slot number, I have to define the player. I mean, defining the player is not that big of a deal, I guess. Because we already defined the player anyway. So, but we still have to define the slot, and that's kind of the annoying thing. Yeah, I will see. I will keep it right now in here. I have to set the camera back. It's camera setting. I think that's 0. I believe that's 0. And the other thing I have to do is, you know what, I will keep this so we can test it. Yeah, probably won't do it in here. I will find a way how to do it. It's better so. So we still have to. So the player has still the option to cancel it. Yeah, the command number. Is it the command number? It's combat number. What's the command number? I know what the command number is. Combat 1 number. Player combat 1. Do I know what the command number is? It's also coming from this book. I'm sorry about that. It's command number. I know what the command number is. It's fine. I could of course work with the command number. Can I do that? Or better not. Because the first command here is number 11, and let's say if the maximum numbers of slots is 10, then it's almost like perfect. Then we can use 1 up to 10 really for the slot number. Except, of course, I used this already for something else. Yeah, I mean, because the first attack is 11. The first attack is 11 because the first one stands for the command type, and the second one stands for the attack number of this type. So we set this here 0. Good thing is we don't have to care about setting it to 0 because we already set it to 0. And we use it here. That's fine. Okay. My cat is completely in the way right now. He didn't care about coming while I didn't stream. As soon as I started to stream, he decided to get in my way. Okay, camera settings. So we take the commands, set command number, set this to 1. If I want to do more than 10 slots for one character, then maybe I have to think about something else, but I think 10 is quite a lot. If you have more people in your party and everyone can take with him 10 items, then you can have quite a diverse number of items. No, wait, what was the other one? Something player one. Player combat number, and this is actually from in the save. Okay, because here I define which widget that shows, and we want the selection widget now popping up. So player set player combat 1 number, and that would be 7. So let's compile this and just test if this works now, at least up to this point. So like I said, I will do I plan to do a long stream on Sunday. I however hope that I can do some work between then. Probably on Saturday I will do a short stream, maybe record something. Maybe I will do a short stream about creating the idle animation for Aravin here, for hearing the combat. So the idea is kind of like that, depending on what attack you select. Oh, Yeah, for that you can go. His idle animation will change slightly, because for short-range attacks he has a different weapon than for mid-range attack. Same for long-range attack, and yeah, I guess at some point I will don't give Aravind access to tech weapons, because really he doesn't have any tech weapon in the story. But he will of course have a different animation for special skills, and then also an animation for items. And when you click on it, then it will change. Or maybe I will even do it so that when you hover over it, that even then we see already a change in the animation. However, I have to think about it, just because of the reaction times between these animations, if that is something that makes sense. Anyway, items, so we get at least so far. You see here our slot 1, we don't see slot 2, I know why, because I hid it, because I copy and pasted the whole thing, so it's still hidden, it's not a problem. So when I select potions, we should get back, and exactly, that's the problem. Let me open up. The problem was that the widget was not turned to the right place. Forgot about that, and I'm going to check how exactly I did this. That's crap. Attack number is the number. Then for what exactly do I use command number? Is that for the enemy? Check something else. I think I select this here, in here. Yeah, command number 6. Command number 5. And I kind of think it's strange. Why I do choose here player combat number. And then here, god damn it, I know now what player combat. I'm sorry about that. Yes, of course. Where was I? Player combat number. Scratch this. Command number 1. Is it 1? Yeah, it's 1. And then we get the attack number. That's the one we want. Where do we have the attack number from? Oh, the grabbed progression. So do I want the attack number? That's maybe a little bit annoying. Okay, we'll do an it's maybe better to have it separate. So we call this slot number, and it's clear. And then I don't have this limit with 10 items. So anyway, stupid to make a limit like this. I mean, will then the items, can you carry more items than 10? That's then another question. So I also have to say that this limitation with the items, so that's maybe kind of a strange thing, but most of the time I really hate if your items are limited and you can only, and there are some stupid game mechanics like you can only take 100 kilogram of items with you and things like that. I don't really like them, or if items are limited and so on. But the difference there is that then if you can't bring an item with you, you have to leave it somewhere in the world or anything like that, and your items are lost. And the mechanic I built is that if you find items you can't take with you, then they will automatically send to an item box that you can then access when you on different places like resting places, and if you're in a town or anything like that, there will be a place where you can access the item box, and then you can refill the filled items. And anyway, I mean, filled items are the items that you can use in combat, and not all items are like that. Other items are for crafting and things like that, and all these items anyway go into the material box, and you don't have to worry about them, and you can have as many items as you want of them. I mean, yeah. It's always, always a little bit on the fence with games that try to be as realistic as possible, because I think if you make a game as realistic as possible, it just gets more boring. Games are fun because they are not realistic, because they are full of conveniences I wish I had in my in reality. But that's just my opinion. And because I talked, I completely forgot what I wanted to do. I remembered. So we have now here our slot, and this should be one. Okay. Now, okay, attack number. Enemy selection on. I think I will do this because there are items you can also use for the enemy. Then set command widget back to visible. Camera back. I don't know what back to. Yeah. Yeah. Back to visible, so we can go back. So we want this commands here. Control C. Add them here. And the other one I want to just enemy selection. What is in the command blueprints? What should be helpful? Set to OK. And we also have here enemy selections if we will go back. Okay. Let's compile. Save this. Also because as soon as we jump into here, kind of the time stops, and here the player has as much time as he wants. He has no time pressure or anything like that. So we go to items, we press on potion. And it didn't work, so I plan to so number 7 for the command number, then the player selection should pop up. However, because I'm a moron, yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Player selection, command tag number 9. I set this to command number 1 for some reason. But did number 1 show up? Don't think so. Oh yeah, I know why. Because here I set this to invisible. Let's go. What did I press? Probably Control S or something like that. No, you don't want to. Okay, let's copy paste this. Let's call this back to from item. Let's compile and save this. Fine. I was just thinking about something else. I don't know yet how exactly I want to. Yeah, we will see. We will see about that later. Anyway, so we have this now. So you change you to back to right. Save this and let's test it out. That's why we test things out, so we see that we did a mistake. So we're already up. Choose item, potion, and we see now we have a selection. We can still select the enemy if we want to, or we can select the player, or we can go back if we want to. It's a little bit annoying that. Let's go back. Yes, anyway, so now in the player selection, let's go in here. I think we can. Let's just delete everything and we start from scratch. I think that's better. Okay. Let's get first our save and load. Get copy save to load. Then we also need our combat blueprint and first thing so from here we get how is it called, slot number, no, not set, get and this should be now 1 if we selected the first. Slot number 1. This one is it. Too many things. So if this is 1, and that's a little bit annoying that we have to do here. This here. But yeah, that's how it is at the moment. That's how the game works. And if this is 1, type count. Do I want to do this here? Maybe I will push this way back. We will see. Set item count. That's what we want to do here. We don't add one. We remove one of the items in the slot. You know, I kind of have to. What steps do I want to do? I mean, this could even be something that I want to do in a separate event. Maybe that's easier. I don't know. Any or the other thing I will do in a separate. Yeah. 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 Let's do it like this. And I can even event. And call this item effect. And I do this in between here. And then, oh shit. Now I have item number, right? I set the item number, it's fine. But that means I also need this one here. Yep. Let's take item, get item number. So if this is equal 1, we heal our character for, I don't know what potion, maybe 100 HP. That means we need our player combat number. Oh man, this gets really annoying to set up. Really annoying. There's so many options. How what is the best way to do this? It's almost as the best thing maybe even would be to do this in a different blueprint. Oh. Let me think. It's now really annoying. There will be so many options, so many branches. I mean, this one here is not a problem. Let's set this. Oh, this is clear. This one here, I'm not so sure yet. Item number. Or is it better to take the player first? It's both annoying. Probably it's better to take the player first. Just because, to be honest, there are less players than items. Player character than items. Should I do an extra event? Probably the best thing would be for at least one of them to make another separate event. And maybe it's even the best thing to do, to be honest, is to do this in a separate, really a separate blueprint. The reason for that is so otherwise I have to set it up for the second player and the third player and so on, and then a little bit annoying. It's already annoying to set this up, and then like this it's even more annoying. So item number, player combat 1 number. The problem is doing this in a separate event is the player combat number. That's a little bit a drag. Because here, if I do it in here, then it's clear it's player combat number 1. Yeah, do I want to do this? Set this up for every player character. That's a good question. At the moment, I don't see which is the best. Or actually, it may not even be such a problem. Don't think I need this one here. I will do this in a separate blueprint. I think that's the best thing. I will delete this. Yeah, that's the best thing. Because what we do here is we will define which player character it is, because here we have a number, and this number stands for the character this is selected in this for this player position, and that means I can in the separate, and that's something I will do now. Is that combat? So the thing would be world asset. I kind of want to. I don't think this is combat specific. Should be a possibility to outside of combat use items, I guess. Widgets, what do I have? World UI. That's anyway a blueprint. Okay, add a new blueprint. Actor. Item. Effect. Effect. I push this in here. We will open this up. We don't need anything in the viewport. We don't need this events. We will instead create a custom event. And this custom event is called Arwin for our first character. So now I still have to set it up for every character, but I only have to set it up once. And then I can always refer to this blueprint. I think that's the best way to do it. Are you kidding me? No, everything is fine. So the problem is I put this way too early. And maybe I deleted a little bit too much. It's not a big problem. But of course I now want to. I need a reference to our item. Yeah, and really the good thing here is really that we can, if we have it in one blueprint, really like this, then we always can reference to this blueprint. So we can use items in combat, we can use items on the in the world, and as long as we have the blueprint in the map, we always can get this event. So that's pretty useful. So we get here of course there's just one little small problem I just realized. Something we may have to. Yeah, we will see. Something I may have to change, and that's the item number we get now from the combat map. And I said if we want to use it also in the world map, we can't get it from the combat blueprint, because combat blueprint is only for so the combat blueprint is only let's change this. Let's put in here these variables. Item number. I have to change a little bit. And I think that's the best thing to do. And also slot number. So really we can get this in the world and in combat. Items. Item number and slot number. We have to create another. Item effects. We get this copy and we set item number and also slot number. Item number is this one here, and slot number will be 1 with this command chain. Okay. Then in here delete all this here. Let me see. Let's also delete this. Okay. And if I'm not wrong, can delete this one here without consequence. At least I hope that's the case. Item effects. Yeah, again surprised how long this takes. I was certain I could finish this. So I guess let's create here more custom events. Halloween slot. I shouldn't have deleted this. Just you know what? C. So we have now this slot number, and we have here an equal. And if this is equal 1, slot 1, this is not plus, we want to remove one, sorry about that. So we remove here an item. I think that's okay if we have this in a separate event. And then here slot. It's just easier to use this in a separate event because it will have many branches. So like I said, the maximum will probably be around 10 items. So we have 10 branches. And if we just do this, everything in this in one event string, then we have to connect all these 10 branches back to one for doing the next task. So it's easier. I think it's easier to do this in a separate event, but maybe that's just my preference. Maybe you like it more to have everything in one string. Yeah. So actually, we can copy the whole thing here and set of slot. We take the item number. And what happens here with this number is we add 100 health. What we have to do here is a clamp. The reason for that is you don't want to exceed the maximum health of our character, of course. And then we set this. And that's kind of more or less all we want, I guess. So yeah, I'm just thinking, is this really all we need here? Actually, I guess yes. We remove the item, we add some health. There are probably some couple of things I wanna add, but not in here. We of course could now test this before we go further. To test this, I let the enemy attack a couple of times. Or maybe, what is the problem now? But this worked until now. Oh, come on, you can't do this now. Ah, I know the problem. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Or I guess I'm an idiot. I'm not 100% sure. The problem is probably here. Half enemy damage. Still enemy damage split somehow. Oh, that's strange. We come in here. The enemy ability type finds which route we go. However, if I set this to 0 because I completely forgot to change it, then it anyway wouldn't work at all. It's not a problem. Connected, connected, connected. number placeholder. The problem is it adds. Huh. Problem is that's so strange. The problem is we see the number popping up. That means as when we see the number, it should recognize the damage. But nothing happens. Why? I know I changed a couple of stuff with that. This is working. And now the energy is going down. So why is this not requisite? Didn't this work? Now it works. Oh. 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 Okay. Oh yeah. I think I have to write this down. This is something I have to be careful about. I think it's not a problem when I load when I have it's maybe a problem right now. So anyway, I will ready up, but it's something I really have to be careful about. Yeah, that I think this is a problem because right now I don't really have a save file. So right now nothing is saving or loading. I think that's the problem, but it could be and then there is because of that, or I have to say it differently, there has to happen an event at the beginning of or when we load the map that changes a couple of variables, and this variable will be changed through the save blueprint. And I didn't set it up right now because I don't really have created a save file, or I guess I didn't, and then I will just get errors and it wouldn't work. So that's why it kind of needs. I mean, it still should work. I'm not so sure. I have to check that. but the problem is it didn't register everything the enemy did, because I have to attack first, and that's of course not what we want then in the game. I mean, it's possible that the enemy will attack first. Anyway, I wrote this down, that's very important. I mean, I will find this pretty fast, but this is a problem, I guess. So let's use a potion. And we see that the health goes up. So of course you can't leave it here with that. We have to go to back to the reaction time. Now is the now is the question, of course, do I want a universal reaction time for using items, maybe 10 seconds or anything like that? I probably will do this. Yes, so for that I have to, I have with this problem that the damage wasn't registered. I have to kind of find exactly what it is, but it will probably lead to an event at the beginning, or like I said, when you load the map, there will be an event that fixes that. The question is just which variable are affected, and that's what I then have to find out. Anyways, so let's see. Actually, still here. Hit points. So what happens here? Hit point 2, hit point weakness. Yeah, that's okay. Armor number 0. Command selection. Camera setting. Camera setting I don't need. Hit points. Yeah, the other thing is, do I want to have some kind of visual effect that shows you, hey, plus 100 health? Or, I mean, you saw how the heart went up, so is this maybe enough? I think we need camera settings 0, reaction time calc for sure. Actually, what player selection? Too many things open. Armin. Did I close it already? I think I need the selection. So what happens here? Hit point widget, we can ignore this. Back to invisible. That's definitely one. Then what? Widget visibility. have to see. Enemy selection off, that's what we want. Chat visibility, I don't think we need this, but enemy selection off. A1 to oh yeah, that's something I have to think about. Will I do it like this? Let me see exactly what I do here. Okay, I can ignore that. The camera I can ignore. I need enemy selection off. Combat player 1. Commands position 1. So we have to set this one back to 0. I guess we kinda can put it together. Items. No, not items. Player selection. Oh. So first this, then let's definitely copy this one here. Do I need this one? That's the question. Okay, let's think again. Let's first go to enemy selection. That's fine. Enemy selection of camera setting. We don't need this. Widget visibility we don't need. Like this. Control-C. Player selection. Let's move this. I'm not sure if I even need this. So what we definitely want to do is the enemy selection. We don't want to change the camera or anything like that. Then what we also want to do is command number. Do we get this from the combat blueprint? Yeah. Command number to 0. just realized something else. I probably have to, with this command number, I probably have to do separate command numbers for the separate characters. Let me set used often. 2 times 1 time to set 0. Yeah, I think that's manageable. Yeah, I probably have to do probably have to do for every position a different command number. The problem is if I have it for all the same, then when the number change, the widgets change, and that's not we can allow. Anyway, what I don't really get is when do we set. So what do we have here? Hit points we can get back to invisible. Also on this here. Then I guess this is the combat. But and then here, same intention. So here is not really something interesting. Here we have the reaction time clock. That's on the other hand interesting for us. That's the one I was looking for. Command number 0. So here we set the command number back to 0. So we don't have to do it there. Miss 0 is not a problem. Player position 1. Yeah, I mean, then we just have to put the. Sorry, I have to do this. I guess that's better. The only thing I have to figure out is the get command number there. I mean, figure out, it's not that big of a deal. Probably have to do an array there. But I have to do this, so command number here. I have to call out this. Okay. It's not really about reaction time. Anyway, that's fine. So don't really have to set the command number here. However, we have to set the start reaction time call. Then here player 1 reaction. Yeah, player 1. Okay. There's something I don't get completely here, but I think anyway. Okay, selection, and then finally I actually need you. Let's just say every item has the same reaction time. Don't think. Maybe we could with attack items that some are the more effective one take more time. But I guess don't think that's we really need this. So we reaction time set. Let's just set it to 10 seconds and see if this works. And yeah, that's the last thing we do today. Again, it's something that took more time than I expected. Let's do an attack first, so we see we take damage. Okay, ready up, item, potion, self. It seems it worked. Yeah, with only 2 potions. Okay, this works. That's great. Of course, there will be little animation play. So we don't want as soon as we go here and ever test this. Yeah. As soon as I go here, press this part here. You don't want to immediately jump into this here. I hope that's understandable. We will want to play a little animation. And yeah, the other question is, do I want to show a number, like how much health? But I mean, you see you actually see the widgets up here, so I kind of have the feeling this is not necessary. So I kind of have to figure out where exactly do I want to. It has to be somewhere here. I guess the reaction time has to be lost. Everything else. Yeah, it has anyway to be lost. And I will set here a little delay. For now, for 3 seconds. And I guess what we also want to do there is what we maybe want to do is blueprint. Well, actually, it doesn't have to be here. Only one selection. Yeah, that's now a problem. Player one. What's this one here? Set visibility. Why I say this is a problem is because I don't want to see I don't want to see the commands for a moment, but I want to see the states for a moment. So that means I have to create another one of these. Let's not set it next to it because we need more here. Let's see if this works. Try to need this. I'm not 100% sure if this works. It should. Yes, that's exactly how I wanted it. Except for the little graphical glitch that is just a real problem. Anyway, that's kind of how I want it. Yes, so let's finish the stream here. There's still a lot to do with this, with the item. So what do I want to do next with the items is I want that you can select the enemy. So even if you select healing item, if you want, you can even heal your enemy with the item. That's okay. Then I want to add 2 different item types. So the potato that gives you energy. Maybe I will find something better for that than a potato. For now, it's a potato that gives you energy instead of health, and then some kind of attack item. I don't know, bomb or anything like that, and that will do damage to the enemy. So I I mean, maybe I will do it. Maybe that thing with the bomb is maybe not needed. I mean, if I see that I can add health to the enemy, I definitely can also subtract health from the enemy, so I don't think this is necessary at the moment to make a third item type. Let's just stay it with here. So definitely these 2 things. So I have set it up for the enemy. If we select the enemy, that we can heal the enemy. And then we probably set it up for the, I mean, from this point on, it shouldn't be that hard. Then set up a second item that gives us energy plus. Yeah, these are the things. Kind of how I go further with this. If I do this on a stream, I can't say. So there will be a marathon stream on Sunday. Most definitely. There shouldn't be any excuses for that. And I really try to start on point so we can really work. Have a long period. I can really work on the further, probably on the combat system. Tomorrow I will probably, except there is kinda a edited video I kinda want to do, something like a tutorial, something like that. But right now it's nothing planned, but maybe I have an idea and then maybe I will do that. But probably I will do another short stream like this. Now maybe I will go further with what we started here. The question is if this is really enough for doing it in one stream, because now we have figured most of it out. So the rest will be more copy. I mean, there is the enemy, but we kind of still copy it from what we did for the player. And then the second item, I think the second item will anyway only be copy paste. So actually what I had planned to do, or what I wanted to do, is creating for Halloween the different idle animation I was talking earlier for combat. Setting this animation up. So yeah. Yeah, so creating the animations, and maybe even, yeah, probably not. Probably creating animation will be enough for a short stream, but maybe we can start to set it up, or I will set it up, setting it up the marathon stream. So just so we can also do something visually appealing. Yeah, the question is how I exactly want to do the animation. But, so definitely need an is it worth to do separate? Maybe I will do. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe I will add this in the save and load blueprint. It's however a little bit ugly, but I'm wondering if I need more than one number. I definitely don't need events, that's the problem. I don't really need events. I need one number so I can manipulate the animations. Maybe I don't see all the numbers. It's not a number I want to save, so I definitely don't want it in the save blueprint. This is not because we switch between the idle numbers. This is a number anyway, I think about that outside of the stream. But it's a number that is not specific for combat. It's a number we also use. And the annoying part is if I really do a new blueprint just for this one number, then I have to add it in, and not forget it to add it in both maps, the world map and the combat map. I mean, what is a small thing, but it's always small things are things that often lead to bugs. It's not the big things because you see them easy. It's almost things that lead to bugs are probably the biggest part is making a mistake. That we test stuff and mistakes happen, and then probably the second biggest part is to forget a small detail. So yeah, I have to think about where I want to put this number. If we had now more numbers, maybe it would be I would do separate active blueprint, but right now I really just see one number, and then maybe I'll put it in the save and load. Maybe that's the best. Save and load, because that's anyway in both maps. or not all of the maps, let's say it like this. Anyway, Sunday I will do a marathon stream. I will really try to start as early as possible, so we have a lot of time to work on it. And Saturday probably animation, and I will see with this here if I find time on the weekend, but I hope. I probably will go a little bit further with this, and then I will show you on Sunday what I did. Anyway, with that I want to end the stream. We are over 2 hours, but it's a little bit longer than normally for the smaller streams. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you soon.